Ghana Talks Radio. GhanaTalksRadio.com. Listen live. Listen live. Listen live.
We love your station.
It's great.
Listen here. Listen here. Listen here. Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. UTAG News. UTAG News. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on UTAG.
I warmly welcome you to the afternoon news on Ghana Talks Radio. My name is Sandra Asante. Top stories. Ukraine claims more than 5,000 Russian soldiers killed. Ukraine officials arrive for Russia peace talk. Also, one killed in boat fire at Congo River Port. There's more stories coming up after the break.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on UTAG.
You're most welcome back from the break to a first story. Since the Russian Federation and Belarus started military operation in Ukraine on the 24th of February 2022, hundreds of lives have been lost through bombardment. Normal life in Ukraine has also been disrupted for the rest of its citizens, including for those of our compatriots living in Ukraine. The government of Ghana remains concerned for the safety and security of our people currently in Ukraine. As you recall, Ghana, in her capacity as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, had supported calls and effort to dissuade the Russian Federation from using force to address what it said were its security concerns related to the NATO expansion. We encourage dialogue and peaceful resolution of the differences between Russia and other parties. We are also warned of the humanitarian consequences of any conflict. With the security and safety of our compatriots in mind, we actively monitor the massing of over 100,000 Russian and Belarusian troops on the borders of Ukraine. Like the rest of the world, we accepted the word of Russia that they did not intend to attack Ukraine. The Foreign Affairs Ministry of Ghana says the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Shali Ayoko Bocho, stated that the deteriorating military situation in Ukraine directly impact on the safety and security of Ghanaian nationals, including about 1,000 students in that country. 27 of these students are the government of the Ghana Scholarship, that is the Scholarship Secretariat, while the rest are predominantly self-sponsored students and included with the number of nationals who has landed in Ghana.
With all the collaborative efforts, I'm pleased to inform you that a good number, over 220 of our compatriots, have exited Ukraine and should be with us in Ghana soon, and we are earnestly facilitating the safe return of a lot more. We wish to use this platform to debunk the unsubstantiated reports, such as alleging that a bus or a train conveying some Ghanaians to the eastern part of Ukraine was shot at. These are delicate times. Let us all endeavor to steer clear of sensationalism and unconfirmed reports. These only serve to heighten tensions at these times. So far, official information indicates the following.
To our next story, 2 people have reportedly died on the spot, with 2 others injured in an accident around the Lindador restaurant on the Accra-Kumasi highway. The victims are all men, according to an eyewitness who is also a victim of the accident. According to the eyewitness, there was a head-on collision between 2 vehicles that were moving in the opposite direction of the road. There were 2 stationary long vehicles parked on the sides of the road, so it appeared to narrow the road and also in the view of the drivers. To another accidental story, a cargo truck lost control at Dr. Mensa, a popular commercial area in Kumasi, killing at least 2 women on Sunday. The accident, which happened around 1:30 p.m., has also left another man injured, according to the police sources. The truck, which carried granite, reportedly lost control while descending a hilly portion of the road, which connects to the main central business district of Edum. The vehicle veered off the road, running into a female adult, killing them on at the spot. The police officers deployed to the scene had a tough time as the accident jammed vehicles in the area. They will neither provide details nor the identities of the victim. The police was also yet to confirm whether the driver of the vehicle with registration number AS440312 had been arrested as widely reported. Leadership of the various Student Representative Council (SRC) are demanding the President Akufo-Addo intervene in the industrial action by the University Teachers Association of Ghana (UTAG). According to them, his silence has been too loud on the matter. Although public universities reopened 7 weeks ago, lectures are yet to begin as the strike has brought academic work to a standstill. The General Secretary of the National Union of Ghana Students, the NAGS, Julius Kwame Anthony, believes that should the president engage in lectures, they will go back to post. Speaking in an interview, Mr. Anthony noted that although government institutions are engaging UTAG, none of them have achieved the desired results. The NAGS General Secretary, however, opposed the idea of students immediately considering protesting. According to him, SRC president should petition the president for a meeting to find an amicable solution to the issue.
There is one individual who has not spoken on this matter, and we need him to do that.
Okay. And who's that?
That's the President of the Republic.
The President of the Republic.
Yes. And
but there are institutions dealing with the matter. There's the National Labor Commission. I mean, the Education Minister is
so
in there.
far, none of them has been able to achieve the result we want for us.
What difference would it make for the President to speak on the matter?
It will make a very huge difference because he's the head of government, and he speaks and then things move. If he gives instructions, all of these people will obey. So he should come and state what his position is on this matter. We need the president to speak. Okay. So at this particular instance, what we at NUGS have considered is that instead of throwing students on the streets at this point, we should petition the President of the Republic, if possible, request to meet him on it. Last year we did that, and it was not long after that action was taken. So that is what we intend to do at this point. Okay. It is only after meeting the president, and if we don't get our results,
To another UTAG-related story, the University Teachers Association of Ghana (UTAG) has urged members nationwide to honor its decision to return to the classroom on Monday, 28th of February 2022. The association had already communicated its readiness to temporarily comply with the court order to resume work after the injunction was granted the National Labor Commission. The suspension will last until 4th of March 2022. However, a referendum conducted by the UTAG's National Executive Council showed an overwhelming rejection from public universities of the decision to pick up their truths. As a result of the ongoing referendum trickle in, the lecturers are expected to consider the outcome within 5 days according to UTAG regulations. We wish to urge all UTAG members to kindly return to the lecture rooms to teach as per the curriculums released by the management team of the various public universities till the neg of UTAG states otherwise. The association said in a statement on 26th of February. It was signed by UTAG's national president, Professor Solomon Nunu, and the national secretary, Dr. Asare Asante Ano. Coincidentally, the national president of UTAG, Professor Solomon Nunu, explained that the said period falls within 5 days, after which the constitution to render injunction to duly elapse. This provides the association ample time to take a decision as to whether to resume the industrial action or not, depending on the outcome of the negotiations with government and stakeholders.
Yes, per our UTAG constitution, mainly once a strike action is suspended, we have to go back to the classroom and then go back to teaching. So whether a campus has voted against the suspension or for the suspension, all of us will go back to the classroom and go back to lecture. At the end of the referendum, we'll collect the results. After the collation, the next step is that if majority of the members do say that we need to continue with the strike action, then an extraordinary meeting of the National Executive Committee will have to be constituted.
Ghana Talks Radio.
For the next strike action. So that is the case. And sometimes I must state that the suspension became necessary for us to do that so that we can go back to the table and negotiate. So if you'll notice, we gave ourselves up to next week Friday, which is still going to be within the period of 10 working days. We have to get this whole processes done. So the whole idea for us was to make sure we get a chance to go and negotiate. So if the negotiations go as planned, then there wouldn't be the need. But otherwise, then in that case, members would have already armed the National Executive Committee to continue with the strike action. So as at yesterday, we had 5 campuses voting to confirm to reject the suspension, whereas 2 campuses had 5 campuses have rejected the suspension, whereas 2 campuses have confirmed the suspension as at yesterday.
Okay.
This weekend, today and tomorrow, there wouldn't be any votes, but the rest of the campuses, I think about 8 of them, will have their voting done on Monday. And it's a simple majority, so we are looking at 8 campuses, and then we'll have to then decide on the dates for.
One person has been injured after suspected land guards disrupted the New Patriotic Party NPP polling station election at Gomwa Butumburam in the Central Region. According to information, the group which stormed the polling center with motorbikes assaulted and prevented people from voting. In an interview, some party members who were prevented from voting accused the regional vice chairman Kakari Bonze of being behind the suspected land guards. The angry supporters have since called on the national executives to treat cautiously and learn from events emerging from the polling station elections, else may not come to a reality. Meanwhile, Mr. Kakari has denied the allegations leveled against him. He stated he has been fair and transparent throughout the process, adding that the accusation is only because he has not allowed himself to be bullied into doing anything illegal. He also vowed that he will not relent on his course to ensure discipline at the voting centers to ensure a free and fair election. If it's just joining us, you're listening and watching on Facebook, the afternoon news on Ghana Talks Radio. Some business stories now, and Deputy Minister of Finance John Kuma has suggested that the government may not be able to pay salaries of public sector workers in the long term. This, he disclosed, will be occasioned by the inability to ramp up domestic revenue mobilization, particularly without the passage of the electronic transaction, the e-levy bill, as well as the global economic challenges. Speaking in an interview, the Ejiso Member of Parliament observed that the raging Russia-Ukraine crisis and the stalled passage of the e-levy will have a rippling effect of the country. He assured, however, that government will be able to pay the salaries of workers in the immediate interim. The Deputy Minister of Finance was responding to a statement by the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Backben, stating that government may not be able to pay salaries in the next 3 months if something drastic is not done. Let's listen to Speaker Backben.
Honourable members, the information at my disposal, this is not to discourage the committee from doing their work. If something is not done within the next 3 months, government may not even be able to pay salaries. So we have to take leadership. We have to do a lot of things. With this, the House is accordingly adjourned till Friday.
Still on the salary issue, also the Executive Secretary of GLOSAC, Mr. Isaac Bampo Ado, says he believes will be ultimate if the report of the issue would have been from the Finance Minister, but not the Speaker.
The Speaker will do as well if we are all privy to the information that he's got access to, and that's why he's taking this statement. Then maybe we can all take informed decisions. But as of now, we cannot speak to you because we are not privy to the information that the Speaker has got access to.
But we know that you've always raised some concerns about your conditions of services. Granted that what the Speaker is anything to go by, that would mean that perhaps your concerns may not be addressed anytime soon.
Well,
so how is that coming to you?
That conclusion, because like I said, we are not privy to. He should share whatever information is available to him, and then we can then know or the next step we should take. But as of now, we don't know the way he's getting information from. Finance Minister, if you say that the Finance Minister was speaking, yes, but Speaker of Parliament, I think let's know the source of your information.
So what you mean to say is that you take this
Ghana
only from the
Talks
Speaker
Radio.
of Parliament and not the Speaker? Is that
Right. If the Minister for Employment is making such a statement here, then I know there's a serious debate. But the Speaker, I'm not privy to the information that he's got. So if he could share that information with us, yeah, then we can then make a statement. But ask a statement because we don't know what information or way.
Lastly, Mr. John Sampa, the Deputy General Secretary for the Public Service Workers Union, also expresses that the union is not surprised because the government has consistently threatened them with such statements.
All your listeners this afternoon.
I'm asking if you also doubt the, just as Closag is indicating to us, do you also doubt the
Ghana Talks Radio.
what the speaker is telling us?
Yes, to us, we are not surprised because we know for some time now, government consistently threaten us with this salary increment. If you could remember, during the salary negotiation at the Tripartite Committee, one of the reason that they gave was that they are going to lay workers off. If the union leaders, including Dr. Bampo Abu we just spoke to, if they fail to accept the 4% and 7% salary increment, they were going to lay off workers. So they used that one to threaten us. Immediately after that one, August last year, we were threatened that January this year, if you are working, you don't have Ghana card, they were not going to pay us. We demonstrated, and with the help of you, the media, they reversed that decision. When they sent the e-levy to Parliament, the first thing that we heard was if they failed to approve the e-levy, workers were not going to be paid in 2022. And now, we are hearing from the speaker saying that he has been briefed that workers will not be paid the next 3 months if they fail to pass this e-levy and what of you. We are saying this is very disrespectful to workers in this country. Why? Because we know that government
Ghana Talks Radio.
one office holders, they are not taking due sums of money. Their fuel allowances alone is our annual salary. Why can't they threaten themselves? They should threaten the MP that they wouldn't fuel that their account to Parliament if they fail to pass the e-levy. They should cut down the 488 million US dollars allocated to the presidency alone as budgetary allocation to the president. If they come some of these things and they reduce the Article 71 office holder salary from the 79% that they increased last year, I think we wouldn't be talking about workers' salary not being paid the next 3 months and what of it.
Right.
On the international front, some 1,000 Ukrainian tourists are stranded in Tanzania's semi-autonomous island of the Zanzibar after the Ukrainian airspace was closed to civilian flight following Russia's military action in the country. The Zanzibar's government says it is liaising the Ukrainian embassy in neighboring Kenya to evacuate the tourists to Poland. Tourism Minister Leila Mohammed Musa said the safety and the well-being of tourists is being looked at. Some hotels where the tourists are staying have reduced their rate, while others are offering free accommodation to guests who have overstayed. We move to Nigeria, and Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed displeasure at reported incident of the mistreatment of some Nigerian nationals attempting to flee Ukraine. A total of 4,000 Nigerian citizens are still stranded in Ukraine. In a statement on Twitter, the president's office said Ukrainian police and security personnel had reportedly refused to allow Nigerians to board buses and trains heading towards the Ukrainian-Poland border. A group of Nigerian students having been repeatedly refused entry into Poland have concluded that they have no choice but to travel across Ukraine and attempt to exit the country by the border with Hungary, the statement said. Mr. Buhari's office said all foreign nationals trying to cross over to Poland should be treated with dignity and without favor. Who flee the conflict situation have the same right to safe passage under the UN Convention, and the color of their passport or skin should not make no different, the statement concluded. Still on Ukraine and Russia defeat story, Kyiv Defense Ministry claims that more than 5,000 Russian soldiers have been killed in the first 4 days of the fight in Ukraine. In a statement posted on Facebook, Ukrainian officials says approximately 5,300 Russian troops have been killed and claim that 191 tanks, 29 fighter jets, 29 helicopters and 816 armored personnel carriers have been destroyed by Ukraine Ukrainian forces. The BBC has not been able to independently verify these claims, though the UK's Ministry of Defense believes Russia has taken heavy casualties in the opening stage of the conflict. The claims followed acknowledgement by the Russian Defense Ministry on Sunday, and its forces have suffered losses, though officials did not provide an exact figure. Meanwhile, observers said they had confirmed at least 94 civilian deaths during the first days of fighting. It said the invasion had triggered severe humanitarian consequences and that casualties could be considerably higher. Meanwhile, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is still urging President Putin to withdraw its troops from Ukraine.
President Putin, in the name of humanity, bring your troops back to Russia. In the name of humanity, do not allow to start in Europe what could be the worst war since the beginning of the century.
Still on international stories, Ukrainian authorities have announced that their delegation has arrived in the Ukraine-Belarus border to start peace talks with the Russian delegation. The main issue on the agenda, they says, is the ceasefire and withdrawal of troops from the Ukrainian territory. Earlier, it was reported that the talks kept being postponed due to the logistical and safety issues. In an address on Sunday, Ukrainian President Zelensky said that he didn't expect a breakthrough from these talks, but he added they should try and use this chance, even if it's small, so that no one can blame Ukraine for not trying to stop the war. Algerian state firm is ready to supply additional gas to the EU from its surplus, the company boss has said. In this case of the decline in gas supplies due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the Sonatrach CEO Tofik Hakar said that the unmet capacity at the Trams pipeline linking Algeria to Italy could be used to increase supply. Algerian gas accounts for about 11% of Europe's gas import. The U.S. had reached out to Algeria and other countries for gas supply alternatives in case the Russian invasion leads to low supply to Europe. We move to Congo, and one person has been reported dead and 11 others severely burnt after a vessel caught fire at the port on the Congo River in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Interior Minister Didier Tenga told the local radio station that the Sunday incident happened around 13 o'clock local time at the Ingafura port in the outskirts of the capital, Kinshasa. The vessel was loaded with flammable product and was heading upstream to the Quarter province, according to the Papi Ipiana, a member of the local provincial assembly. Boarding of cargo vessels by passengers in the prohibited in the country, Mr. Tenga said. The injured have been treated at the nearby hospital with third-degree burns. To some entertainment story, and Hollywood actors pay tribute to Ukraine during the Screen Actors Guild Awards on Sunday night, while noting that leader Vladimir Zelensky is rude in entertainment. The president of Ukraine was a comic, said actor Brian Cox while accepting an award. He was a wonderful comic performer and should be respected. That for him and to come to the presidency was amazing. Actress Jessica Chastain said during her speech that my heart is with those fighting for their safety and their freedom, while TV host Greta Lee walked to the red carpet in a blue and yellow dress, the colors of Ukrainian flag. Mr. Zelensky's journey from actor to president in the 2019 mirrored the plot of his hit TV series Servant of the People, where he played a school teacher catapult to the presidency. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching live on Facebook, the afternoon news on Ghana Talks Radio. You can log on to our website, www.ghanatalksradio.com, for more news updates. My name is Sandra Asante. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for the Sported Bit. Have a great afternoon.